when you got big girl business to take care of, honey. This is big girl business. Okay.
Sunday, September 22nd, I'm going to be at the grand opening of the Empire Training Institute. Make sure I pull up and support and meet other people that's trying to win just like you. Let's go.
We're bringing you an update on breaking news we told you about earlier. 2 people are dead after a shooting in Arlington. This happened on South Cooper Street just after 10 this morning. Police say when officers arrived, they found a man shot. He died at the scene. Officers also found the suspected shooter injured.
On the morning of July 11th, 2025, William Todd Austin, 37, entered a barbershop in Arlington, Texas. He sat in the chair, expecting nothing more than a fresh cut to start his day. But within minutes, he was shot multiple times at point-blank range. The shooter didn't flee. She stood over his body and turned the gun on herself. The shooter was his ex-girlfriend, Timone Williams, and the mother of his child. Witnesses were present. Security cameras captured the incident. There was no argument, no warning, just a deliberate act carried out in broad daylight. What led to this calculated murder-suicide? Who was Todd Austin behind the social media persona and business success? What did investigators uncover about the relationship between him and Williams? And how did a private conflict escalate into a public killing? This case goes beyond headlines and hashtags. It reveals a breakdown of a personal relationship hidden beneath layers of financial success and online influence. It raises questions about motive, missed signs, and the thin line between personal image and personal reality. This is a case of William Todd Austin. Straightforward, unfiltered, final. If you're captivated by real crime stories that peel back the layers of truth, make sure to hit that subscribe button. Your support means the world to us as we uncover real cases, raise awareness, and give a voice to the voiceless. Before we dive into today's story, we want to hear from you. Where are you tuning in from? And how do you feel as the story unfolds? Welcome to Deadly Crime Unmasked, the show where we expose the shocking crimes that rip through communities and the chilling secrets lurking behind closed doors. These are real people, real events, real consequences. Don't forget to subscribe and activate notifications. You won't want to miss the gripping story that's coming up. Now, let's dive in.
To a developing story in Arlington where some people are trying to come to grips with what they witnessed at a salon. Police are calling it a murder-suicide. And Tanya Iser just heard from some of the witnesses who feared for their lives.
Active shooter response at the spa.
The call came in just after 10:15 Friday morning to a strip shopping center on South Cooper Street, normally a quiet spot in South Arlington.
They really just trying to piece together what happened here this morning and truly what led up to the shooting in the first place. Like I said, we've been here for hours and we've just been watching detectives go in and out of this spa here behind me. You can see Arlington police still here on scene. They've wrapped the perimeter in some of that crime scene tape as well as the crime scene unit as they just continue to investigate this shooting. But we do want to take you back to this morning when the shooting occurred. There's social media video circulating that shows the moments that officers arrived at the Salon and Spa Galleria off South Cooper Street in Arlington around 10:15 with their guns drawn. That's because when they pulled up to the scene, they say that their suspect, a 37-year-old woman, was trying to leave the building. When she saw the officers, she shot herself and later died.
William Todd Austin was 37 years old man from Arlington, Texas. Todd Austin was known as the founder and chief executive officer of Credit Champs, a financial services platform focused on credit repair and personal finance education. His brand extended beyond business into the digital influencer space. Austin built a visible online persona around financial literacy, offering coaching and mentorship via Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube. His approach emphasized debt solutions, financial independence, and business scalability for individuals and entrepreneurs.
Hey y'all, my name is Bria McDowell. I'm just starting my whole business credit journey this January 2023, but so much has transpired in such a small period of time. I just got my American Express Business Platinum card, which I am so excited about. A few other business cards. My business course has literally shot up so quickly, and access to business, other ways to get business funding. And this is all shouts out to my amazing business coach, Todd Todd. Todd is amazing. He's the truth. His mentorship is literally going to get you to where you need to go. Like, he really cares about helping you. And the investment is nothing compared to where your business could go.
Austin launched several initiatives related to credit education. In addition to operating Credit Champs, he conducted financial seminars, hosted webinars, and managed online mentorship programs. He marketed his services through social media and generated a following by presenting case studies of client success. His content was framed as educational and targeted toward underserved demographics seeking financial stability. His business success attracted hundreds of clients, and his presence in online entrepreneurial communities grew throughout 2024 and into 2025. Austin shared a child with Timone Williams, who was later identified as the shooter. Publicly available records indicate they were not married. While the full scope of their private relationship remains unclear, sources confirm a prior romantic involvement. At the time of the incident, Austin was rumored to be involved with other women, which has been cited by law enforcement and commentators as a possible source of tension. The victim did not disclose detailed aspects of his personal relationships on public platforms, making verification difficult. One of Austin's final social media posts included themes of transformation and resilience. Interpretations vary, but some reports suggest that the post may have been perceived as referencing a shift in personal priorities or relationships. While not overtly directed at any individual, this post has been scrutinized for possible emotional relevance to the suspect. Timone Williams was a 37-year-old woman at the time of the incident. Williams was the ex-girlfriend of Todd Austin and the mother of his child. There is no record of marriage or current cohabitation. At the time of the incident, their past relationship included romantic involvement and shared parenting responsibilities. The status of any formal custody arrangement is unknown. Williams resided in Texas. Specific details about her home address or employment status were not made public following the incident. There were no publicly documented criminal charges, convictions, or restraining orders filed against Williams before July 11, 2025. She was not under surveillance, and there were no known threats reported to law enforcement prior to the shooting. There has been speculation around Williams' mental and emotional condition leading up to the incident. Reports suggest possible psychological stress, though no clinical diagnosis has been confirmed. On July 11, 2025, at approximately 9:50 a.m., William Todd Austin arrived at the Salon and Spa Galleria, a commercial complex located along South Cooper Street in Arlington, Texas. This location houses multiple salon professionals and barbers under one facility. Todd was scheduled for a routine haircut and was a regular customer at the location. Witnesses report that Todd appeared calm and engaged in brief conversation with his barber upon entry. By 10 a.m., he was seated in a standard barber chair, facing the mirror, with the haircut already in progress. Several other customers and staff members were present at the time. The atmosphere in the salon was reportedly quiet and typical for a Friday morning. At approximately 10:15 a.m., Timone Williams entered the salon. She was not scheduled for an appointment and was not known to staff as a client of the location. According to multiple witness accounts, she entered quickly and with purpose, bypassing reception and walking directly toward Todd Austin. Upon approaching Todd, Timone Williams produced a handgun from her bag. Without any verbal exchange or physical confrontation reported by eyewitnesses, she discharged a firearm multiple times at close range, striking Todd Austin while he was still in the chair. The shots were fired in rapid succession, resulting in critical injuries. Todd collapsed in the chair and was unresponsive almost immediately. After shooting him, Williams turned the weapon on herself and fired a single round to the head. The entire sequence lasted under 1 minute. Panic ensued among the salon staff and patrons, several of whom sought shelter in adjacent rooms or fled the building. Emergency services were called by at least 2 witnesses within moments of the shooting. The Arlington Police Department received the 911 calls and dispatched units to the scene immediately. Officers arrived within minutes and secured the scene. Emergency medical services were also on site shortly after the initial report. Todd Austin was examined by paramedics and pronounced dead at the scene from multiple gunshot wounds. His death was categorized as immediate and irreversible. Timone Williams was found with a self-inflicted gunshot wound. She was still breathing upon discovery and was transported under critical condition to a nearby trauma facility. Despite emergency medical efforts, she was declared deceased later that day. The specific time of death was not released to the public, but official reports confirmed that she succumbed to the injuries sustained from the self-inflicted shot to the head. Surveillance cameras are commonly installed throughout commercial salons for security and operational purposes. It is believed that security footage exists of the incident, though law enforcement has not publicly confirmed or released any recordings. If such footage exists, it likely captures a suspect entering the salon, her movements leading to the shooting, and potentially the entire sequence of events depending on the camera angles and placement within the building. The Arlington Police Department has not disclosed whether the footage is being used as part of their investigation, or whether it will be released in any format to the public. This is standard protocol in active or recently concluded homicide cases. Eyewitness accounts from barbers, customers, and employees provide consistent descriptions of the incident. All confirm that there was no verbal confrontation prior to the shooting. The suspect reportedly did not speak to Todd or anyone else upon entering. Witnesses described the shooting as immediate, deliberate, and targeted. There were no indications of a struggle, warning, or delay once the suspect reached Todd's location. Some individuals in the building initially believed the gunfire might have been fireworks or another non-threatening sound, until screaming and chaos erupted moments later. Several witnesses were interviewed by police on scene and asked to provide formal statements. It was further noted by some that the suspect exhibited no visible distress or hesitation in her body language prior to discharging the firearm. The weapon used in the murder-suicide was a handgun. Specific details regarding the caliber, make, or model have not been released by authorities. It is also unknown at this time whether the firearm was legally registered to Timone Williams. The number of rounds discharged has not been officially confirmed. However, early forensic evaluation suggests that multiple bullets struck Todd Austin in critical areas, contributing to immediate fatality. Ballistic analysis is pending as part of standard investigation protocol. The gun was recovered at the scene, and no other weapons were discovered in the suspect's possession or vehicle. Standard crime scene processing procedures were followed. Shell casings were collected and cataloged. The firearm was submitted for lab testing to verify its discharge history, ownership registration, and potential connections to any prior events. There is no indication that a second party was involved in any aspect of the incident.
Immediately, officers started canvassing the salon and found a 37-year-old man who was a customer dead with multiple gunshot wounds. A motive is still unclear, but police say they have learned that the two were previously in a romantic relationship. Now, no one else was hurt, but the witnesses inside were clearly shaken today. We spoke with a barber who works in the building but stayed away when he saw what was going on.
Hey, don't go inside. Somebody just got shot. And so I pulled out, came around the corner, saw the cop cars coming in very quickly. They just said that somebody got shot. Basically, that somebody came in and shot a client, and then the cops came in, and I had literally just gotten out of my car right after it happened. Because I was in my car listening to music, so the gunshots might have happened while I was in my car, but I didn't hear anything.
Now, as of now, neither of the deceased have been publicly identified by the medical examiner's office, but of course, as we continue to learn more, we will bring it straight to you. Reporting live in Arlington, Nicole Nielsen, CBS News, Texas.
Nicole, thank you for the update.
Inside one of the suites, he and others say the man who died was in the chair, getting a haircut when the gunfire started.
I heard gunshots on the other side of the building.
Another witness, too shaken to go on camera, told us the victim was a regular here. He came to the barbershop several times a week. He says the shooter fired a burst of shots, then began telling everyone to get out and tried to get into several stalls. He says he locked himself in with a customer and said to himself, "Lord, just let me get out of here." A bystander recorded the moment police arrived on scene and entered the building. Officers say the woman had tried to leave, but when she saw police, she ran back inside and shot herself. The man died here at the scene.
We were all scared. We didn't know what to think of. We were just scared. I have no idea what to think, really, but we were just all hiding and wanting it to be over.
The shooter died later at the hospital, both just 37 years old. 2 lives gone in seconds. Police say the two once had a romantic relationship, and tonight they're still working to understand why it ended in tragedy. In Arlington, I'm Tanya Iser.
Law enforcement classified the case as a murder-suicide with confirmed personal connection between the suspect and the victim. Multiple indicators suggest that conflict between Todd Austin and Timone Williams escalated in the weeks leading up to the murder-suicide. Third-party accounts and online discussions have suggested Timone may have experienced emotional distress due to Todd's growing public visibility and interactions with other women. While these claims remain speculative, they align with observed behavioral changes and the abrupt nature of the incident. In the days before the shooting, Todd Austin posted content on Instagram that followers interpreted as symbolic of personal transformation or new beginnings. While the posts were not overtly controversial, some commenters noted the absence of any mention of his child or Timone, implying possible emotional distance or intentional exclusion. Screenshots from Timone's private social accounts, now deleted, have circulated online showing cryptic messages that hint at emotional turmoil. Todd's increasing popularity as a financial mentor and credit expert placed him in the public eye. He reportedly attended events, collaborated with other influencers, and was building a rapidly growing business. Some sources claim that this new status created a sense of alienation or rivalry with Timone, especially as she perceived herself as being pushed aside or replaced. Though no suicide note or confession was found, investigators have narrowed down a range of potential motives based on patterns of behavior, public observations, and crime scene evidence. Reports from mutual acquaintances indicate that Todd may have been romantically involved with another woman. If true, this relationship could have provoked emotional volatility in Timone. There is no official confirmation of this relationship, but online posts and photographs suggest a possibility. While the custody status was never formally documented, emotional conflicts over parental roles may have existed. Without a legal custody agreement in place, informal parenting arrangements often become flashpoints in volatile relationships. Given Todd's business success, there may have been financial tensions. If Timone believed she was entitled to financial support or compensation beyond childcare, resentment could have accumulated over time. The firearm used in the shooting was recovered at the scene near Timone's body. It was a small caliber handgun. Law enforcement has not disclosed the make or model. Investigators have yet to publicly confirm whether the firearm was legally registered to Timone Michelle Williams. Ownership status remains under review. Ballistics analysis confirmed that the bullets recovered from both bodies were fired from the same weapon. This single weapon consistency confirms the murder-suicide theory. There was no indication of a third party's involvement or any secondary weapon on site. Shortly after the incident occurred at the Salon and Spa Galleria on South Cooper Street in Arlington, Texas, major state and local news outlets began reporting the details. News stations such as WFAA, CBS Texas, and NBC DFW provided rapid coverage, publishing early updates from the Arlington Police Department and on-site reporters. Headlines confirmed that a man had been shot multiple times while seated in a barbershop chair, and that the suspected shooter, a woman with personal ties to the victim, had also died following a self-inflicted gunshot wound. By midday, the story had circulated across national platforms, drawing attention not only because of the public nature of the killing, but also due to Todd Austin's high profile as the founder of Credit Champs, a company known for credit repair education. Within hours, social media platforms including Instagram, Facebook, and X, formerly Twitter, were flooded with reactions from followers, community members, and business associates. The murder-suicide generated substantial online and offline discourse. Public discussions centered on domestic violence, with many commentators asking how such a volatile situation had escalated to a lethal public confrontation. Numerous users posted warnings about identifying red flags in relationships and stressed the need for increased education on emotional abuse and controlling behavior. Mental health was also a core theme in the public's response. Many questioned whether Williams had shown signs of psychological distress that had gone unnoticed or unaddressed. Others challenged the accessibility of firearms, particularly in the hands of individuals experiencing personal or emotional instability. Followers of Todd Austin expressed disbelief and shock. Numerous comments conveyed confusion about how someone who had publicly projected success, stability, and positivity could be the victim of such a fatal act. The most consistent concern echoed across multiple platforms was for the couple's child, who was now orphaned as a result of violence. Online speculation evolved quickly. Social media users began dissecting Austin's final social media posts, particularly those published on Instagram in the days leading up to the murder. Some interpreted his captions and imagery as suggestive of personal transitions, while others questioned if recent posts hinted at new relationships or emotional disconnection from Williams. Conspiracy theories also surfaced, many speculating about the dynamics of the couple's final days. While authorities confirmed the incident as a murder-suicide stemming from a domestic relationship, online users proposed unverified scenarios, including potential threats made in private, financial disputes, or unreported restraining orders. No official evidence has confirmed these theories. Authorities have maintained a consistent position that the murder-suicide resulted from personal relationship conflict, with no wider criminal involvement. As of the most recent updates, there have been no confirmed public statements issued by family members of either the victim or the suspect. Neither side has released press releases, social media tributes, or formal legal responses to the incident. The absence of public communication has left many questions unanswered, particularly about custody of the child, internal family dynamics, or any known prior conflicts. One of the most direct and devastating outcomes of this case is the orphaning of the couple's child. With both biological parents deceased, the child's care and legal guardianship became a central concern for local child protection services and family courts. Under Texas law, in the absence of legal guardianship documentation, custody may be granted to the closest living relatives, pending family court approval. While the identities of those relatives remain undisclosed, it's confirmed that emergency custody hearings were initiated within days of the incident. The emotional and psychological well-being of the child is now the responsibility of the appointed guardian and social services. Todd Austin's death left a noticeable void in the operations of Credit Champs, the company he founded. With no publicly announced successor or leadership team prepared to take over, business operations experienced an immediate disruption. Clients who were enrolled in credit education services and mentorship programs expressed concerns online regarding pending consultations, financial obligations, and continuity of service. It is currently unknown if Credit Champs has initiated a formal transition plan, appointed interim leadership, or is in the process of dissolving. Former clients have reported receiving generic email updates indicating temporary delays in service, but no detailed plans have been shared. The company's reputation, built largely around Todd's personal brand, faces significant challenges moving forward. The salon and spa Galleria location where the incident occurred was temporarily shut down following the murder. Barbers and salon staff were removed from the premises during the active investigation, and the space was sealed for forensic analysis. While there has been no confirmed reopening date, reports indicate that business operations at the salon may resume pending full clearance from law enforcement and trauma support provisions for staff and clients. Mental health services were offered to employees and witnesses who were present during the shooting. These services included crisis counseling and trauma debriefings arranged through the salon's building management. Security protocols are also under review, including revised entry policies and emergency response procedures for tenants in the shared commercial space. In the wake of the high-profile murder-suicide, renewed policy discussions emerged at both the local and state levels. Lawmakers and advocacy groups revisited debates surrounding mental health awareness and access to treatment, especially for individuals in emotionally volatile domestic situations. Gun access laws, with critics questioning how the suspect was able to acquire and carry a firearm. Domestic violence intervention, including the need for early reporting systems and community-based prevention programs. Some members of the public called for increased education around recognizing emotionally manipulative behavior and early-stage domestic threats. There were also suggestions to implement mandatory mental health assessments in high-conflict custody cases. At the time of this writing, no legislative changes have been directly introduced in response to the case, though advocacy groups continue to monitor for opportunities to raise awareness through public forums and legal channels. If this story gripped your heart and left you questioning the truth, don't forget to hit that like button and share it with others who need to hear it. For more chilling true crime stories that dive deep into the mysteries behind these tragedies, make sure to subscribe to our channel and turn on the notification bell. You won't want to miss our latest updates, investigations, and thought-provoking discussions. Thank you for being part of this journey with us as we uncover the truth and seek justice. Together, we can make a difference. Stay safe, stay aware, and we'll see you in the next one.